U.S. intelligence agency, mind control.
Yeah.
Right.
Had to be COVID-19.
Because of racists.
Wuhan flu.
Yeah.
Over the body.
Flu
The
is fine with me,
WHO
too.
says.
Yeah.
Kung
perfectly
flu is
fine.
not,
Kung flu.
which is what Trump has said before.
There have been more than 14.
This is a funny quip, though.
We have a vaccine for this, by the way.
For
So
what?
if you're afraid of monkeypox, guess what? We already have the vaccine.
No butt sex.
Huh?
But
I
did they
think
say
that
it
is
was a
one of
gay
the things
thing?
it says is don't have butt sex. You might get monkeypox if you have butt sex. I believe that is a thing.
1,000 cases in Africa so far this year, the vast majority of them in Congo. Scientists are
Spanish flu is also
concerned that
from
a
China.
new version of
Sure.
the
But
disease
in
may
this
spread.
in this case, it was more prevalent in Spain.
Mm.
Like China shut down and the world was watching. If anything, it would be the Persian flu because God did Iran let a lot of their people die from COVID right away. Italy too. Italy was not
Yes,
good, but Iran was the worst reported numbers.
Mm-hmm.
More easily. The WHO
That's
Director
only because
General
China
said
wasn't
today that
reporting their
outbreaks
numbers,
could
though.
become.
That's the only reason.
Why, if we have a
Is
vaccine,
that a swastika?
why, if we have a vaccine, are outbreaks happening?
Yeah, good question.
Who's
A
fucking up?
global threat.
Mm.
Today, the emergency committee met and advised me that, in its view, the situation constitutes a public health emergency of international concern.
That's the initial. Belarus was bad long term. I think Iran kind of turned their shit around a little. Because it's funny because Telegram is like not legal there, but the government started going on Telegram to put its COVID notifications out because they knew that 70% of the population used it. And it's like an illegal app. Like it's like salt of the earth crime, whatever that thing is called. I believe if you use Telegram, it's like crime against God and government. Yeah, the like burnt earth crime. You know what I'm talking about? Whatever they're called.
Yeah, the one Tamaj was charged.
Yeah,
under.
sins against the earth or something.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
It's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop these outbreaks and save lives.
Western countries have been able to control the spread of Mpox with vaccines and treatments, but those have not been readily available in Africa.
Why?
The Atlantic storm known as Ernesto has strengthened into a Category 1 hurricane after it pounded the northeastern Caribbean.
Yeah, pounder.
In Puerto Rico, floodwaters consumed entire streets. Power lines toppled, tangled in
51st
knots.
state.
Roughly 700,000 people and more than 20 hospitals were without power
That's my
today.
big platform. Who's
Ernesto
annexing
turned
Puerto
away
Rico as a 51st state?
Mm.
Why are they a
From the
part of the
Caribbean
U.S.
to-
and don't have representation? D.C.
Yes.
too. 51st and 52nd states right there. It's
Why
ridiculous.
DC?
Either like it's just
Why literally why DC though? Just combine it
because
into,
they don't have a representative in government.
combine it into other there's like 4 states that combine. Just district it out to those 4 states. Those people are represented, and then DC is just its own separate thing. That's like a government entity itself.
So gerrymander them.
Sure. Fuck them. They're politicians. They don't deserve
The representative for DC who has no vote. Literally, it's like they get to show up and discuss the policy and do the debate performances, but can't actually vote on policy. He's like
Today and
awesome.
Is DC a state?
It should be.
But it's not?
It
It's
should
just
be.
a district.
Yeah, it's just a district, but it should be.
Yeah, get rid of it. Just combine it into the other
No,
states.
it should be a state.
Nobody lives in DC.
expected to intensify as it crosses open waters.
Nobody lives in DC.
Everybody
Everybody
my
fucking
whole
commutes.
family's from there.
There's like 7 people in DC.
Bro, my whole
That's
family is
their
like CIA.
entire family. Everyone else commutes.
Nah. The
I
metro
refuse to
system's
believe.
really good. It's
I
got a
refuse
really, really
to
good metro
believe
system.
that people live in DC.
Yeah.
Like I know that there's like housing and shit, and there's obviously people in there because there's people who work like the not government jobs. There's infrastructure that needs to be there to support the government people. But even then, it's like 20-minute train trip to a different state. Just live in Virginia.
Here's a great moment in American politics. The longtime representative of the District of Columbia. No, this is on basically a House bill that they're voting on to give them rights. So their votes actually matter, because anyone who lives in DC doesn't get a vote in our democracy. Like most people don't, but they literally don't. So
Home rule. I will not yield, sir. The District of Columbia has spent 206 years yielding the people who would deny them the vote. I yield you no ground. Not during my time. You have had your say, and your say has been that you think that the people who live in your capital are not entitled to a vote in their house. Shame on you.
Boss.
Heading north toward Bermuda. Expectations are growing that the U.S. Federal Reserve will cut interest rates at its meeting next month after the latest sign that inflation is cooling. Data from the U.S. Labor Department today shows that consumer prices rose just 2.9% in July compared to the same month last year. That's the first time inflation dipped below 3% since 2021. President Biden seized on the cooling prices when asked about inflation at the White House today.
Has the U.S. beat inflation, Mr. President? Yes, yes.
What?
Are you aware of a CIA psychological profile about you, sir? Would you be interested in hearing what the CIA had to say? This secret study portrays as a brilliant but dangerous megalomaniac who is likely to pursue his own aims in disregard of U.S. interests. He's an uncertain ally. Shall I go on, or would you prefer that I stop, sir?